Titanfall 2, a game that came out in 2016, is easily the best shooter on the market today. If someone asked me for a shooter to play today, I'd easily recommend Titanfall 2. A lot of people know about Titanfall 2 and know how good it is, but I believe that even with how many people praise it, it doesn't get enough attention. The game is pushing 4 years old, and considering how bad it's sold, it's a miracle that people are still playing it. And it honestly goes to show how good the game is and how passionate the community is about it. Most people have heard the story about how the game was sent on to die, being released right next to Call of Duty and Battlefield, and that obviously dampened the launch of the game. The game has seen a few influxes of players on various platforms since its release, but it's still tough to find matches in some game modes. I want to help change that though. I want to convince you that this game is amazing and worth your time, even 4 years after release, and even with all these modern shooters out at the moment. The first thing that sticks out about Titanfall 2 is the movement. It's an advanced shooter, and today in 2020, that seems like a bad term. We've seen the concept die down in recent years with Call of Duty going back to more modern and history-based shooters. The funny thing is, Titanfall was the inspiration for many of those features in the advanced movement Call of Duties. Really only played Black Ops 3 out of the advanced movement Call of Duties, and so I'll make most of my comparisons to that game. In Black Ops 3, the movement, while fun, doesn't seem to be taken into account for the map design. Maps tend to be smaller, with invisible walls and a lot of corridors. In comparison, Titanfall 2's map design embraces the movement, having some of the maps that are literally just playgrounds for wall running. And their more traditional shooter maps tend to be more wide open and traversable quickly with skilled movement. There's a lot more emphasis on verticality, something I haven't felt COD embrace since Black Ops. COD maps used to have higher up areas that would be fought over for control of. I understand it promoted camping, but it gave a more interesting dynamic than the 3-lane map design seen universally amongst COD games now. Titanfall has really big maps compared to Call of Duty and 6v6 teams, but they don't feel that big since Titans and skilled pilots maneuver through them so fast. In the same way that Smash is the sandbox of fighting games, Titanfall 2 is the sandbox of shooters. Speaking of Smash, I've played a lot of that game. I love Smash because it's a game where your personality is embedded. People can play the same character, but totally different, and the possibilities are so vast in how you interact with that game. Titanfall 2, while a shooter, has many of those same aspects in my opinion. Pilots play different from each other because of how the game engine allows you to do so many different things. It's not as distinct as Smash, but no shooter does this better. And like Smash, there's advanced tech. There's bee-hopping, skiing, perfect wall jumping, and more. Throw in tactical abilities and gravity starts, and people start to move way too fast. Now the game isn't very well balanced. I feel like a lot of people would get upset with Spitfire, smart pistols, and a few other things, but honestly, it doesn't ruin the fun for myself. People using stronger weapons and abilities are even more satisfying to outplay. And unlike some modern trends in gaming, like Battle Royales, death isn't as punishing. You respawn super fast, and the respawn system seems to spawn you in nearer rather than farther from the action. This has its ups and downs, but it's usually not respawn dead. Usually. But hey, I don't know about most people, I like that. This is a super chill game. You can just play and not worry about performing it. It's so relaxing, because not many people care about winning as much as hitting cool shots, or doing any number of cool things. I personally use the DMR a lot. It's a 2-shot body shot and a 1-shot headshot sniper. It's honestly not meta, but it's so fun to make work. In a game where everybody runs around like freaking crackheads and you just shoot somebody while they're like zooming in the head and they die instantly, it's pretty satisfying. And satisfying is how I would describe my Titan of choice, North Star. Star isn't that great, in my opinion at least, but it's so fun to make her work. Her high damage output is really hard to justify when she's so not tanky. She has some tricks up her sleeve, and when you make her work, it's really satisfying. I guess that's a good transition into Titans. Titans are really cool in this game. They're not the focal point, and honestly, I think it turns a lot of people off because the pilot gameplay is so good, but the Titans are fun. The Titan-on-Titan combat resembles more of a hero shooter like Overwatch, rather than a fast-paced Call of Duty, boots-on-the-ground kind of shooter. I find it fun, but there is definitely a pacing issue. The pilot gameplay is fun against Titans, but Titan-on-Titan, like dropping your Titan and taking that mobility away from you that when you were a pilot, it's kind of annoying. But it's still fun to have that shake-up. I feel like Titans in the base game mode should spawn less frequently, and I believe in competitive play, they actually do. There is a game mode just called Pilots vs. Pilots, but it's not as populated as the base game mode, Attrition, which is the pretty much TDM of Titanfall 2. But maybe it doesn't have to be that way when you guys finally start playing this game. Like, jeez, it's so good. It's such a good game. Just play it, please. I'm begging you. But seriously, to wrap things up, I love this game. I adore it. I think it's easily the best shooter of this generation, if not one of the best shooters of all time. I think it should be an esport. I think it should be way more popular than it is currently. This game should have tournaments. This game should be played by all the people who want to play a super tight shooter. All the people who play Call of Duty every year and hate it. This game deserves that. This game deserves so much more than it got. And it's really sad that a game with so much obvious love put into it has honestly not seen even half of the success it deserves. Thank you for watching my first attempt at something like this. I know it's rough, but I want to just get something out there and prove that I can do this. I'm going to work on another video. Should be ready in about a month. It's going to be about Overwatch. And if you want to see me record footage for it, head over to twitch.tv/icyyoyo. Thank you for watching. Thanks for putting up with this. Adios.